Youth Employment Services, also known as YES, was established to help tackle the stubborn unemployment rates among young people in South Africa. President Cyril Ramaphosa launched it on the 23rd of March in 2018. We look now at the role of youth empowerment agencies in these desperate times. We speak to YES CEO Tashmia Ismail-Saville. Thank you very much for joining us, Tashmia. At the time when the President was launching this, it was said that it would help more than 1 million young South Africans get paid work. As we approach the 3-year mark, what headway have we made?
So YES has been operational for about 18 months. We were working on policy change, which rewards companies with a BE level up if they invest in youth employment or youth jobs, which are 1-year experiences for black youth. So operationally, in the 18 months, we've created over 35,000 youth jobs. These youth jobs will put about 1.4 billion in salaries into youth wallets, directly as salary payments into their wallets. And this often takes these incomes into a lot of homes and communities where there are grant dependents and where very often these young people are the sole breadwinners in those homes. What's quite exciting for us, well, exciting but also a relief, is many youth have been contacting us from across the country to say, so many people in their communities have lost jobs and in their own homes this is happening, and that YES youth salary that companies are still paying them during lockdown have become an absolute lifeline. We've also been, we've pivoted YES around masks at the moment, mask production. So we're working in multiple townships across the country to produce very beautiful masks. I've sent you some pictures of these. I was wearing one earlier in the interview. And these masks are being made by township enterprises and by youth who are being employed in gig jobs. Uber has done an order of 16,000 masks. And YES youth have been giving these out at special activation points with all protocols observed around hygiene and social distancing, but handing these out to the Uber drivers who we know have started on Uber Eats and trips. So it's very exciting. What we're seeing happening as we pivot is we're immediately placing youth into these new value chains, into spaces where youth are just so well suited to be leading jobs and in the e-commerce space also.
And it wasn't just about jobs, right? It was also about supporting these young people to own their own businesses and run their own businesses. When you talk about the production of the masks, just how involved were the young people in making these and being empowered in that way?
Look, we are trying to find, we've got to ramp up production really quickly. If you look at the number of masks YES has produced, at the moment it's 72,000, and we've done this in an incredibly short space of time. Now, you know, we needed to work with entities that were established so we could move the production quickly. But what we're doing very fast is we're placing youth strategically in these businesses so they're learning the trade. And the idea is that once these market access opportunities with the likes of Uber and Woolworths and other YES clients is established, we'll pivot those businesses. We've now opened the market access. These businesses have seen you can get really quality produce and product from these township businesses and from youth-owned businesses, especially in terms of the cutting-edge design. They're just very trendy in the way that they work, just naturally comes to them. And so we'll be able to convert these into proper longer-term entrepreneurial opportunities. We don't just want this to be mask production, but can we show real output from these youth-owned businesses, and can we build them into longer-term supply chains? And the mask is just the opener for that. So great question, and absolutely it's front of mind. How do we turn this into longer-term entrepreneurship potential?
Let's expand on that, please. There are some who hold a view that what is exactly the role of youth empowerment funds? We have a number of them even before COVID-19 actually hit South Africa. A lot of people asking questions, why are they there? How exactly are they helping the youth? Do you think it's a fair assessment to say that perhaps youth employment agencies need to step up their interventions where young people are concerned?
So in terms of funds, YES works quite differently. YES is not funded by government in any way. So it's a very different model. It's a partnership with government and with Labour, and specifically the DTI. So the way YES works is it's business funded. Businesses take advantage of the BEE opportunity. You have to be doing BEE to qualify for YES, so you can't use it as a backdoor into BEE. But businesses are actually employing these youth into opportunities and paying them the salary. So it's a model that washes its own face. And I think if we can build more of that sort of accountability and performance into the way we drive youth programs, hopefully, and using policy as a lovely catalyst to encourage businesses to create employment opportunities. I think that this experiment by government and business to work together is quite a powerful tool to show the way in which we can use policy to stimulate more of these, rather than just giving funding out and hoping that the jobs will happen. It forces businesses to think very carefully about the jobs that they create and what value this adds into a business. And we've already seen many businesses saying, this is amazing because we hire these youth for the 1-year experience. We can take 400 youth in, and then we know for the second year how many are really suited to this. So it's helping them to build pipeline. It's bringing fresh energy and thinking into their businesses. And if we can show the business benefits and value of young people going into these jobs, I think we can start to see an uptick in employment. And we really, it was bad before, you've mentioned that. The unemployment stats, even before COVID, were really, you've got to take a deep breath in, double the unemployment rate of Tunisia before the Arab Spring. Scary rates indeed, and we can only imagine what COVID is going to do in this youth unemployment space. So we need everybody to be thinking innovatively around how we make youth programs and youth employment programs work a lot better.
Thank you very much for your time. Tashmia Ismail-Saville is the CEO of the Youth Employment Services Foundation. Do stay